How intense was that second game?
Unbelievably intense. You know, you could have poked me with a needle. I probably would have jumped so high you wouldn't believe it. When they did score, Dawn, my wife, and I both flew out of that chair like you can't believe. Mike Benton, the press box is right behind us. I don't know if you've been down to Utah, but it's right behind us, and so I'm sure I blocked Mike's view and I jumped up. It was pretty exciting. Every goal. The fans around us were looking at us, and maybe as an owner you shouldn't be like that, but I was just loving every minute of it. Well, you can go with the cliches, of course, that it's one game at a time, but you're right. Getting the split was big, and the team's done it. This is the third year in a row that the series has started out like that, with the first one being a loss and the second game being a win, and now we come home for three, and with our fans and the guys getting their proper rest and their own bed and everything, it should be good. Well, we've got the best fans in the league, so hopefully we get lots of them out and get behind those players. And Utah's crowd, although it wasn't that big, they were loud, and I'm hoping our fans come out and do the same thing.
I think I've been just lucky enough to get with the right players at the right times. I mean, playing with Lawrence and Fulton, I mean, they're great players, and I think we gel well together, and I think we play well as a unit. I say it all the time. I think it's just the fact that you're facing elimination. I mean, it's the biggest part of the year. I mean, that's what we play the regular season for, is the playoffs. In the end, we all want to hoist that Kelly Cup. I took a penalty late in the third period there, and sometimes I just get a little too amped up, and I should have been a little better about it. But I knew I had to do something big in order to make up for that call, and I just worked hard in overtime, and I think our line together, we made it happen.
The best way I describe Kelly Czuy is that he stops thinking so much, and he knows that he just has to do. And I think when a player's got the skill and got the ability to really focus in on the moment, talk about all the great athletes. Michael Jordan, he wanted that ball with 2 seconds left, and where he had to make that shot, and he made it consistently because he wanted it, and he didn't want anyone else to have that opportunity. I think Kelly's that guy. He said to the guys in between between the third and overtime period that he was going to get the goal. Like he basically called it. And a lot of guys all I think thought they were going to get it, but it was great to see him kind of avenge his mistake in the third period and go out and be the difference. But he's a guy, he lays it on the line. He really understands how important each and every little detail is at that time in the game, and he delivers. Well, I think what we saw was what he was capable of doing last season. He was such a big impact player for us, and really doing some game-changing type of stuff with big momentum-turning goals. I remember a game-tying goal against Bakersfield early. He scored. He's just scored some huge goals for us, and none bigger than the one that he scored. But I really liked the play that he made to set up Fulton on that first goal. It was important for us to get one past Lamoureux on a nice play, and that was a real nice finish by Fulton and a real nice play by Czuy. But the overtime goal, you're looking for players to step up, and he took a tough penalty that put us down 2 men and gave them the opportunity to tie that game up. So for him to bounce back and be the overtime hero was important. I don't know if it's anything other than, I don't want to say that a player isn't intense in the regular season and then turns up intensity. I think there's a certain mind frame that you have to go into a playoff game thinking about, is that every play is magnified 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, whatever number you want to put on it, it's magnified. And if you don't get the job done, you're in trouble. And I think all he does is he sees those opportunities, and I think he sees them developing, and then he does everything to seize that opportunity and make the play. But he's a guy that is hungry for that type of success. You look at one of those goals as a 5-on-3 goal. The other one, nice play by them, but I think they get a little bit of a bounce on that goal, and it's they're definitely executing. And I think our penalty kill's been strong in it too, and I say that with our percentage being probably last in the ECHL playoffs after 2 games. So something that we've discussed and we need to be better on. I think that starts by staying out of the box. I don't think you can give teams 2-man advantages in the postseason. That's silly, and we did that once, and it's important. I think our power play I'd love to comment on it, but we've only had 2 opportunities or 4 opportunities, 2 in each game, and one of them we took a penalty on it. So it's we haven't had much practice against them and much opportunity to really see our power play get going. But watching video and stuff, I think we're fine. It's kind of funny. You can always those percentages. It's like when you get an A on your first test. Your grade point average is fantastic, but you still got a long way to go in that semester to keep those grades up. So for us, it's just about getting better, and I think we've addressed some things, especially today in practice. Well, our fans, it's our building, and I think everybody knows that this is a tough place to play and can be a tough place to play when we're playing at our best. So I think it's important for us to come out with the right energy, make sure that we get our crowd behind us early, and we use that to our advantage. But it's our building. We've won a lot of games here. We've won a lot of playoff games over the years here, and it's such an atmosphere for anybody that's never got the opportunity to see a playoff game, especially in Stockton. It's you're missing it. So it's a great atmosphere. It's a tough one for the visiting team to play, and a great one for our players to play. I think anytime you go on the road, especially in a short series like this with a unique 2-3 format and a best of 5, you better win one on the road, if not 2. And we always set out to win every playoff game, but the reality is you got to make sure you get a split. It gives us reverts home ice advantage back to us right away, and it's like a 7-game series. A game 5 is pivotal. A 5-game series, game 3 is you're forcing one team to play the rest of the series with their back against the wall, and it makes Saturday night's game that much more of an important one. But I don't know if there's less important games in the playoffs than one than the next. So it's just an important game. It was an important thing for us to go up there and at least get one win and make it an even series coming back home.